It started with a sunrise. For Mark, it was the first one he'd really seen in years. Not that he wasn't awake for them before, he was. But usually, he was just counting the seconds until the liquor stores opened. This one was different. He was sober, 14 days since detox. The sunlight didn't sting. It warmed him. He took a deep, promising breath and whispered, "I'm never going back." Every person leaving detox has a Mark moment, that fragile window where hope burns brighter than fear. But what happens after that sunrise? When cravings creep in and your brain whispers that just one drink won't hurt, that's where relapse prevention begins. And that's where real recovery, not just detox, takes root. Detox isn't the finish line, it's the starting gate. Science is clear on this. Detox clears the body, but the brain is a whole different battlefield. The National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism tells us that over 90% of people who only complete detox without follow-up treatment relapse within a year. Why? Because detox treats the physical dependency, not the deep-seated psychological patterns that fuel it. After detox, your brain is in a fragile state. The reward pathways, once hijacked by alcohol, are struggling to recalibrate. Your dopamine levels are low, leaving you feeling tired, anxious, and irritable. This period is known as post-acute withdrawal syndrome, or PWS, and it can last for weeks, even months. Understanding this is key. A relapse isn't a sign of failure, it's a known risk factor. And it's one you can manage with strategy, support, and science. Relapse doesn't just happen out of nowhere, it's a three-stage process. First comes emotional relapse. You're not even thinking about drinking, but your emotions, stress, loneliness, frustration, are running wild. Next is mental relapse. This is the bargaining phase. You start thinking, maybe just one, or I've been good for long enough. Finally, there's physical relapse. The drink happens. Recognizing these stages is your first line of defense. If you can catch yourself in the emotional or mental stage, you can intervene before you ever take that drink. Let's talk strategy. Science-backed methods that help people like Mark stay on the path. The gold standard is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It teaches you to identify and challenge those high-risk thoughts. For example, the thought, "I had a bad day, I deserve a drink," gets reframed to, "I had a bad day, I deserve real care, and alcohol never gave me that." Studies show that CBT can cut the risk of relapse by more than half in the first year. Next is mindfulness. This isn't just a buzzword, it's a neurochemical reset button. When that craving hits, that ache in your gut, that whisper in your mind, mindfulness teaches you to pause, breathe, and simply observe the craving without obeying it. Each time you do this, you are literally rewiring your brain, strengthening the pathways of self-control. And then there's connection. Author Johann Hari famously said, "The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection." Isolation is incredibly dangerous after detox. Support groups like AA, Smart Recovery, or community therapy provide a social safety net. A major 2020 study found that people in peer support groups were twice as likely to maintain long-term abstinence. Hearing shared stories of struggle and victory is a powerful form of medicine. We also have medication-assisted treatment, or MAT. These aren't crutches, they're clinically proven tools. Medications like naltrexone can block alcohol's euphoric effects, while others help rebalance brain chemistry and reduce cravings such as acamprosate and disulfiram. Combined with therapy, MAT can reduce relapse rates by up to 40%. It's about using every tool available to support your recovery. Finally, you have to rebuild your life and your brain's reward system. Addiction hijacks it. Recovery rebuilds it with new sources of pleasure and purpose. Exercise is a huge one. It boosts endorphins and dopamine naturally. Good nutrition is also vital as your body is depleted of key nutrients after heavy drinking. A balanced diet helps stabilize your mood and energy. And finding purpose, whether through volunteering, learning a new skill, or reconnecting with hobbies, feeds the same reward circuits that alcohol once dominated. Of course, triggers are inevitable. The smell of a bar, an argument, an old friend's text. You can't eliminate them all, but you can prepare for them. A simple but powerful tool is the HALT acronym. Are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? These 4 states make you incredibly vulnerable. By checking in with yourself, You're not just managing your mood, you're actively protecting your recovery. And what if a relapse does happen? It's crucial to remember this. Relapse is not a moral failure, it's feedback. It shows you where the cracks are in your armor. For many, it's a part of the journey, not the end of it. Around 40 to 60% of people in recovery experience at least one relapse. What matters is what you do next. 3 months in, Mark relapsed. One drink. But instead of spiraling, he called his sponsor and was honest at his next meeting. That honesty didn't erase his progress. It deepened it. Recovery isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Months later, Mark is back at that window. The sunrise is just as beautiful, but now it's joined by a quiet confidence. He knows sobriety isn't a feeling, it's a practice, a daily recommitment, and the science backs him up. After 1 year sober, the risk of relapse drops dramatically. After 5 years, it's less than 15%. But Mark isn't just counting years anymore. He's counting moments, conversations with his daughter, meals he actually remembers, mornings that don't hurt. That's the real miracle of relapse prevention. It's not just about not drinking, it's about finally living. Relapse prevention is a mosaic of science, psychology, and soul. It's about understanding your brain, using proven tools, building support, and accepting setbacks without shame. If you or someone you know is on this journey, please remember that support is available. You can contact the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration's National Helpline. You're not running from your past, you're walking toward your freedom, and the science says you can make it. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on building a stronger, healthier life. We'll see you in the next one.